Hello everybody, and welcome back to the wonderful world of Space Engine. Where we left off, we were around some gas giant. I was then playing with a spaceship, and I recorded about 4 minutes, and then realized I wasn't recording. But, it's okay, because it was only 4 minutes, and it was actually very crappy. But, point being, I'm bad at spaceships. I think that's where we were. No, because it had life where we were. I'm not entirely sure where we are. It's down there. Well, we're basically lost in the Milky Way. So, yeah, I have no recommendations on where to go because nobody left recommendations. So we are going to just play around with spaceships and try to figure some stuff out because that's always fun, except for when it's not. But it's usually fun. Whoa, the asterisks and the barrel. For a second there, I thought it was a Shrek. Thanks, dyslexia. Anyways, what do we want? Let's do a frigate. Yeah, let's do a frigate. Can I scoot around without? Yeah, okay. So this is a frigate, probably hauling some kind of fuel. I would assume something useful. Maybe helium-3, maybe antimatter. You just don't know. At any rate, it is a starship, therefore it can travel interstellar, theoretically. So we're gonna go places. So we're gonna take control. And, I don't see any of my... Ooh. That's right. I don't see any of my, what do you call it? My pointers and information. Well, let's just find a place to go and go. What is new in the world? Well, NASA's decided not to have a crew on board for their first SLS test. Which, I understand. It's like most of their rockets, they've never done a man test for the first flight. For the space shuttle they did, but that was just because, you know, why not? Some badassery going on there. But for SLS, they're deciding, no, we're not gonna do it. So whatever. I'm not terribly concerned about that. I'm more concerned about, well, not concerned, but disappointed in SpaceX pushing back their Red Dragon mission because it would have been fun to send something to Mars. I mean, other people are saying something to Mars next year, but I always like the more the merrier. But yeah. However, SpaceX does have bits and bobs and parts for their, what do you call it? Their Falcon Heavy, and they've been testing those, so there actually is some physical progress on that rocket, which is exciting. Because the Falcon Heavy theoretically can get things, well, heavy things into space. It can also get things out to the moon, and build stuff to go to Mars, and could, maybe send probes rather quickly out to the other planets. It's great. Actually, the SLS can do the same. They're thinking of using SLS to launch like Saturn and Jupiter probes, because it can probably get things out there much faster, which is always fun. Because again, the biggest issue with sending things out to the outer planets is just the time frame sucks, and you frequently have to do gravity assists. And there's nothing terribly interesting around here. Let's go there, because you know what, why not? We're just gonna go to this quadruple. Am I, like... The camera seems to be, it's like sideways a little bit. Not that it really matters in space, but, it matters enough. Whoa! Alright, so this is traveling at normal speed. We're just cruising along. Really taking our sweet time. Ooh, let's not do that. Let's not activate our engines in our warp. I actually really like the warp effects, and I also like how I can turn them on without crashing my game anymore. Because it looks so pretty. And it's clearly like that double hemisphere contracting, expanding. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. We're actually getting there pretty quickly, but I'll speed it up a little bit more. Anyways, so yeah, that's always fun. I always like missions to other planets. I was actually reading about some other ones that were like thought about but canceled. There was a couple flagship class missions, kind of like Cassini and Galileo, that were planned to go out to Jupiter, or not Jupiter, but Uranus and Neptune. Neither one of them got off the ground, or even off the drawing board for that matter, which is kind of sad. It'd be kind of cool to have an orbiter around Neptune. Or this one idea for a mission, it was like an interstellar medium sampler, where it'd be kind of like the Voyager probe, only it's specifically made just to go out into interstellar space really quickly, and yeah, it would just like basically get out. I think it was like 30 AU or 50 AU in like 10 years, something like that, and just sample interstellar space. And it was actually kind of cool, but it never really got off the ground. That one didn't either. I think it's fun. Sorry, this game is just so great. I'm trying to like talk, but I'm also just really enjoying these graphical effects. And we've made it. How do I turn off the orbit? Now, is 0.1 normal or 1 times normal? I don't actually know. Because you know I'm bad at everything. What am I doing? No, no. I have no idea what's going on. I was pushing buttons and it was. There we go. How do I turn off the? No. There's a way to turn these off. Yeah, no, I'll turn the labels off. Exposure does that. I have no idea what's going on there. I don't know. And now I have this. It's not going away. Oh, that's steering. Oh, there we go. Ugh, screw it. We can leave that on. I can't make this go away though. Whoa, what the what? What? I have no idea what that is. I wish it would go away. Oh, alright. Like, I can't get rid of this. It's really annoying. 1 second. Fixed it. Anyways, what were we doing here? I think we were gonna look for planets of intrigue. Ooh, a ring-edge planet. Let's go there. That's really irritating. I want to. This game is beautifully optimized, guys. Oh, I see what's wrong. I wasn't controlling the spaceship. Right. This is so unfortunate. This game. I guess we're not going to that ring-edge planet. You know what? Screw it. We're going to the ring-edge planet. Because I said so. Anyways, what else is new in the world? I was reading an article about tagging man rays, or manta rays, not the SpongeBob villain, but the actual creature. Because like it's really hard to, because they have very rough skin, kind of like sharks, and they're covered in something called denticles, which are they're kind of like mini scales. And normally they're thinking of using suction cups like you use with whales and stuff to kind of stick to them, but the suction cups weren't working terribly well. But they noticed that sometimes it would work better than others, and it was because of mucus on the surface of the manta ray was, you know, helping the suction cup stick. So they came up with an idea, because they figured why not, to use peanut butter, because it was just they had it on hand, and they coated the suction cups in peanut butter, and it would double the amount of time that the suction cup would stick to the manta ray, and then it would pop off sometime in like 6 hours, and they could retrieve it. And it's great because it's, you know, doesn't hurt the manta ray, doesn't hurt the environment, it's just peanut butter. It's really cool. And I really appreciated that story because I like manta rays and I like peanut butter, so it was like win-win. I really like peanut butter. If I couldn't eat peanuts, I would just be so depressed. I can't eat donuts, but I've managed to survive without. Now we're going to an actual planet this time, not just space around a star. This frigate is pretty great, I gotta say. And we've made it to the Ring-Ed planet. Oh, we can stop any time now. Wow, but it's right next to it. Boop. What information can you tell us about this Ring-Ed planet? That's the star. I want the Ring-Ed planet. That would be my starship. Ah, screw it. Nope. Ugh. One day. One day. The controls are a little sluggish today. I don't know what the deal is. Let's just kind of jump around. We find somewhere of interest. A cold asteroid. Ooh, there's a planet there with life. That's where we're going. That is definitely where we're going. It's always fun. Always fun. And unlike my last episode where I had no rhyme or reason, I'm not going to get political. I've actually discovered that I've really... I don't know, it's like... I used to be like one of those really, really, really annoying people that would be like, you know, party tribalism and just really annoying on the internet, but nowadays it's like, there's just no reason for that. It's like, I see someone who disagrees with me and it's like, I don't care. It's their opinion. It's not hurting me. It'll not hurt anybody else. I don't know. Both sides. People who will like just argue and fight and yell and ignore facts because of party tribalism. It's really unfortunate. And I'm curious to look at some of my older videos to see if any of my older kind of political rabidness ever popped up. I think I did a few times. Beyond the usual jokes, because I used to make fun of America a lot. Well, I still do, because it's funny. Even people in America have to agree it's funny. Kind of funny. Maybe it's not that funny. Are we going to warp anytime soon? Oh yeah, we're just cutting our speed. Actually, I had someone on Twitter block me because they made a comment about CNN being fake. And it's like Trump supporters, they always say that just because Trump tells them, and you know, they're sheep, so they believe anything he says. And I was just like, well, all right, let's see if he's telling the truth. And I just kind of like it was something about Rex Tillerson supporting the Paris Agreement. There we go, which surprised the hell out of me. I didn't think he would, but it was basically about that. And I looked into it, and actually, yeah, it was true. He actually does support it. So I just kind of came back and was like, if you just fact check it, yeah, you find that it is true, and I recommend fact checking. And because I said that, they got back and they were like, they only care about logic, and I'm a snake oil salesman, and they blocked me. And it's like, all right. It was kind of amusing because it's like, just recommending you fact check is not snake oil sales. That's called scientific method. I don't know. It's just weird. It was probably because he was a Trump supporter and he was proven wrong, and it made him mad. But it seemed weird to me. It's like when I say something wrong, and somebody fact checks it, I go, oh shit, I was wrong, and I admit that I was wrong and go from there. But apparently that's not a common thing with some of these people. But then again, the internet isn't a terribly accurate sampling. Like, you'll always get the more crazy people on the internet, I find. I had a flat earther on my program's Facebook page a little while ago. It was interesting, to say the least. Granted, I assume most of the people don't actually believe it, and it's just an act to get, cause it's funny. It's just funny satire, so... And if you tell a flat earther that they don't believe what they're saying, and they can't prove otherwise, they get really salty. But, whatever. My Twitter is mostly just science. I try to keep it that way, so I backed out of that discussion pretty quickly, because it's like, ugh, no, enough politics. I want science. On that note, speaking of my program, we're going to be doing a balloon flight this summer, theoretically, more or less. Transport Canada hasn't really gotten back to me on stuff, but I'm pretty sure they're fine. Well, I got some regulations on it. Anything under, like any balloon under 115 cubic feet is like, doesn't, has no regulations to it. They just recommend contacting the regional air traffic control people, let them know. That is perfectly fine. But the balloon I have planned isn't a normal just high altitude balloon take pictures. It's an actual science balloon that I want to fly through an active thunderstorm. So that's going to be a lot of fun, quote unquote, to set up and deploy. But what it's going to do is it's going to look for, well, it's going to sample radiation levels in the different parts of the atmosphere, and I want to fly it through a thunderstorm because you get with lightning every now and then you get radiation events like gamma ray and X-ray bursts lasting anywhere from a millionth of a nanosecond to a millionth of a second, like depending. And I'm not sure if just a Geiger-Muller tube can detect events that small, but I figure, hey, why not? So I'm going to stuff a radiation detector, a small one, and a data logger into a balloon casing, along with a camera and a thermocouple and some other bits of equipment, maybe, and let it go through a thunderstorm. Because first off, the video will be kind of cool. I think people have done it before, but I want to do it because it's better, and also actually gather data. So that's being planned. I actually set up a funding page for that specific mission. It's much cheaper, actually. Well, the actual balloon and everything will only cost like, I don't know, $20. Like, it's actually quite cheap. The expensive part is the equipment. Let's go to this planet. So I'm raising money for that. I'll have a link to that in the description of this video if you want to check it out and help out. No obligation. But every little bit counts. It helps greatly. I don't know. I just think it'd be cool to send a balloon through a thunderstorm and gather radiation data and see if we can possibly detect lightning signatures, because that would be cool. Ooh. I think I broke something. Yeah, I can't see my ship. My ship isn't invisible, is it? Nah. Anyways, so that's exciting. I'm looking forward to that. It was an idea I've been tossing around for a while. Haven't really thought about it for a long time. But then just this last week, actually, you can find it on my Twitter. The moment where I was just sitting there on my Twitter, and also I just said, how cool would it be to send a balloon up through a thunderstorm to look for gamma ray burst, whatever it was. And then I was kind of like, it's actually a grand idea. I want to do that. So I've been putting some stuff together, looked into some regulations, and yeah, I can do it. I actually asked Transport Canada specifically if I'm allowed to fly during a thunderstorm. They haven't gotten back to me on that one. However, the regulations say a balloon of this size, which is basically like a 6-foot balloon, there aren't really any regulations to it, so I should be able to do it. Recovering the balloon, it's going to be a real pain in the ass, but I'm probably just going to, well, it's going to have a GPS tag on board, and this spaceship isn't going anywhere. It's going to have a GPS tag on board, and it's going to probably land 120 kilometers away from me, somewhere in the middle of God knows where, Alberta. I'm hoping, I'm going to plan, well, I'm going to make sure the storm I'm launching it into is traveling either south or southeast, and maybe within a certain degree of northeast. Just somewhere where it's traveling. Where is our star? Yeah, I did break it. Anyways, just as long as it's traveling in a direction towards some of the major cities. If it's going towards, like, out towards the mountains, yeah, I'm not launching a balloon that could blow over the mountains, because I'm pretty close to the mountains, and I do not want that to happen. Because that would just suck, because I'm not getting it back if I did that. What's this? Oh, it's a diffuse nebula. I'll probably get somebody else to go get it for me, or just, like, put out a bulletin in wherever it is and be like, hey, there's a balloon here. Reward if found. It'll also have information and stuff on the side. It's going to be bright orange. It'll be great. But, so that's happening soon. I'm aiming either July or August, somewhere in there, to fly it. It'll also carry some payload stuff, like samples and stuff, for the test for the rocket program. Not structural stuff, just like for structural stuff. I already have a rocket that I'm going to use for structural testing. It's just like that large model rocket that I bought and converted. It's actually pretty cool because I don't know anyone here who does model rockets or has done model rockets. When I was growing up, I used to do them, and I would use engines between A and D, like A, B, C, D. Those engines, the smaller ones. Well, my current rocket, it uses a G engine, which I've never used before, so I'm looking forward to that. But that one I do need permission to use, and I need to find the proper location, and because it goes 3,000 feet in the air, and is actually dangerous, so I can't fly it anywhere near the city, and because of, well, reasons, I can't quite drive out of the city very far, so I'm gonna have to worry and think about that. But the balloon, I can do no problems. I can just drive out. Like I'm right on the edge of the city anyway, so I can just drive out like 5 minutes one direction, hop out, release the balloon, get soaked because it's probably gonna be raining, and go from there. So that's gonna be really cool video. I will, when that does happen, I'm gonna put the video up on my YouTube channel here, plus any of the data, and I'll probably talk about it, and it'll be really cool. But again, it needs to get off the ground, and the more money I raise for the program, the more expensive stuff I can get for it. I'm only raising $1,000 just because with that I can get a really good camera, a GoPro more or less, and then a bunch of equipment like a thermocouple, a small one, a data logger, a Geiger-Mueller detector, and not sure what else. I want to keep the payload under 3 pounds. 3 or 4 pounds, I would say, is about the max, because again, the balloon I'm going to be using is 110 cubic feet, so it's legal, and that can only carry about, I think, 6 pounds of stuff aloft. I want it to ascend pretty fast, so either way, so the more money I get, the better quality information we get back from the mission. So check that out in the comments or in the description below. There we go. Donate if you can. If not, no worries. You can also check out my program's website. It'll be down there too, because I like space. Space is fun, and we're gonna do shit with it. Actually, I'm also gonna work on my pressure suit some more because it's been sitting, not doing anything, and this is a pretty cool nebula. Yeah, it's gonna be an unmanned balloon, by the way. I guess you figured from the 3 pound weight limit. I've thought about a manned balloon at some point, and actually going along with far-flung plans with the program is a manned suborbital flight, and to test the recovery system, which is the rotor system. This is years down the road. This isn't anytime soon, but I'm thinking of maybe doing a mock-up of the capsule with the rotor system and then a balloon flight. It'll be a way to test my suit and the rotor system all in one go, but that's like years and years down the road. That's not anytime soon. I can't drive in a car for longer than 20 minutes, let alone in a balloon, so I'll have to fix my brain while I work on the stuff. Anyways, thank you all for watching. It's been 23 minutes. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be back with more stuff later. Please leave comments in the description, or leave below. Ask me where you, like, anything you want me to go. Stars, planets, moons, I don't care. Just tell me to go somewhere. Hell? Okay. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and space.